Hello everyone, welcome back for Journeyman episode 15. In the last episode you saw big changes as I left Black Leopards to join Dagenham and Redbridge. I was back in England. It hadn't started off well though, with us picking just 1 point up in my first 3 league games. We'd also been knocked out of the cup at the end of the episode, so I needed to turn things round and quickly, as we were facing a relegation scrap. If you're enjoying the Journeyman series, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Now let's get straight into the episode. I had made big changes to the backroom staff with a technical director, a new scout and a new coach, David Duke, joining the club. I had changed the system round for our trip to Solihull Moors, but it was a familiar story as the home side took the lead in just the first minute. They then doubled their lead on the 47th. DJ Campton Sturridge then pulled a goal back for us, and the substitute sent me wild with a 93rd minute equaliser. It was a good point away from home, but we needed to start turning the draws into wins as we hadn't won now in 9 games. It had been a mixed bag since I took over at Dagenham and Redbridge, with us drawing 3 games, losing 3 and winning just 1. I stuck with the new system in our next home game against 7th place Torquay United, where a single goal from Zach Nelson was enough to win the game. It was a brilliant win. We dominated most of the game and probably should have scored more, but it didn't matter. I'd got my first win since joining Dagenham, and we had proved we could match the top sides. It had also ended our 9-match winless run, but it was still close at the bottom of the table with just a point separating us from Telford United. The transfer of Regan Riley had fallen through as he decided to join York City, but we did manage to sign Will Jarvis on a free transfer. The 22-year-old winger could play on either side and would strengthen the starting 11. He had spent time at a number of clubs, with Hull City being his latest in League One. The Bill Base FA Trophy draw was made and we would face Kingstonian at home. New man Will Jarvis would start the next game when we travelled to 6th place Barnet, and he must have dreamt this the night before as he opened the scoring for us. His debut got even better as he added the second, and that wrapped up the game. We had dominated most of the game and it was a great win against one of the playoff hopefuls. We had gone 3 games unbeaten in the league now and had climbed to 19th place. We were only 9 points from the playoffs, so it wasn't out of reach just yet. We looked to continue our impressive run of form when we faced Newport County at home, and new man Jarvis continued where he left off when he opened the scoring in the 30th minute. We then made it 2-0 after the break through Ote, before sealing a 3-0 win in the 92nd minute through Ratchford, and it was another great display that kept this winning run going, which had left us sitting in 17th place on 32 points and now just 8 points behind 7th place Torquay United. In our next fixture we faced Eastleigh away from home. The home side scored from the spot in the 2nd minute before making it 2-0 in just the 11th. We came out second half a lot better and pulled a goal back through Ote, but a disappointing day was made worse when the home side made it 3-1 in the 75th minute, and that's how the game stayed. It was a disappointing end to our good run, but we needed to bounce back in our next game. We had the perfect chance to do this as we faced Kingstonian in the FA Trophy 3rd round, where Richard Bryan opened the scoring for us from the spot. McDonald then made it 2 with an absolute screamer before we made it 3-0 in the 2nd half through Longdon. It was a great win and we were through to the next round, but we needed to get back to winning ways in the league. We were drawn at home against National League North side Altrincham in the FA Trophy 4th round. I turned 3 offers down from Irish teams Waterford, Bohemians and Shelbourne for centre-back Oisin McEntee. It was time to concentrate on the league again as we welcomed Dover Athletic to Victoria Road, where loanee Zach Nelson opened the scoring on the 48th minute. Substitute Campton Sturridge then grabbed our second goal of the afternoon before making it 3-0 with his second goal after coming on at half time. He then grabbed his second half hat-trick in just the 58th minute before we made it 5 from the spot. It was a brilliant performance from the lads and we had dominated the whole game. The win had left us in 16th place on 35 points, but we were still 9 points adrift of 7th place Ebbsfleet. Captain Oisin McEntee had signed a 3-year contract with the club, and promising winger Amari Ford had also signed a new deal, but there would be plenty of players leaving at the end of their contracts, with Harry Davies, Ross Barrows, Jack Dixon, Louis Nurse and Ivan Rabadon set for release. We welcomed Dorking Wanderers to Victoria Road for the first game of 2026, where Zach Nelson opened the scoring in the 33rd minute. DJ Campton Sturridge then made it 2 in the second half before Nelson grabbed his second of the game. It was a brilliant performance, and in our last 3 games we had conceded none and scored 11 goals. The result saw us climb above Dorking in the table, and we were now just 7 points away from 7th place Ebbsfleet. We had also lost just 1 game in our last 8 and were putting quite a run together. Left back Elliot Johnson had joined Havington Waterlooville for the remainder of the season, and we would miss DJ Campton Sturridge for our next game as he was ruled out for 6 to 9 days with a bruised thigh. So we would be without the injured Campton Sturridge and the suspended Robinson ahead of our next away game to Harrogate Town. But it didn't matter as Ote scored the only goal of the game from the spot and we took the points home. On the balance of play, we probably didn't deserve the win, but it did not matter. Our unbeaten run now stretched to 4 games and it saw us sitting in 13th place and only 5 points away from the playoff places. We had Sturridge and Robinson back for our next game against high-flying National League North side Altrincham, where Campton Sturridge opened the scoring in just the 10th minute. The away side then grabbed an equaliser with a lucky deflected goal, but Sturridge regained our lead with his second goal of the afternoon before Thompson rounded off the win with a lovely work goal in the second half. It could have been a banana skin, but we were through to the next round, and with just 3 games to play to get to the final, I was dreaming of Wembley. The Wembley dreams grew even stronger as we were drawn to Harrogate Town away in the next round. Those Wembley dreams had to be put on ice for a while as it was back to the league against Dwight Gale's Halifax Town. Richard Bryan opened the scoring from the spot in the first half, and we made it 2 after the break with a Campton Sturridge header. And this is how the game stayed. We had now won 6 games in a row and it left us sitting in 11th place and just 4 points off 7th place Halifax. Next up was Hartlepool United in what looked a tricky away fixture, and it got even trickier as the home side took the lead in just the 5th minute. Things got even worse as they doubled their lead in the 12th, but we pulled a goal back quickly with an own goal before levelling the scores soon after. We then made it 3-2 on the 41st minute before making it 4-2 just after the break. We then scored again to make it 5 through Nelson before the home side pulled a goal back to make it 5-3. Longdon made it 6-3 to finish off a 9-goal thriller. We now sat in 9th place on 47 points and just 3 behind 7th place Solihull Moors. So everyone, that is the end of the episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks to everyone who's watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the like button. There's 13 league games left in the next episode. We'll get through them. I'm turning it around at Dagenham. Let's see if we make them playoffs. There is the FA trophy as well, so I might be winning my second trophy of this Journeyman. Again, thank you for watching. I put a lot of work into these videos. I do appreciate everyone who watches them. See you in the next episode. That's all from me today. Goodbye.